In today's video, due to several viewer requests, we're going to take a comparison look between a blade that I reviewed several years ago here and one I reviewed recently here at Survival on Purpose. I'm talking about the Varusteleka Tarava Skrama, I think I got that right, and the Odenwolf W Machete. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me at the Survival on Purpose Worldwide Headquarters, which there's a little activity going on around the headquarters here in the neighborhood. So just enjoy the sound of children having fun. Anyway, as I said, today we're going to compare these two knives, the Varusteleka Tarava Skrama. I think that's how you say it. I can say this one. It's the Odenwolf W Machete. And I reviewed this one pretty recently. Had a lot of people comment that, yeah, it looks an awful lot like something I reviewed a few years ago. And I kind of mentioned that in the video, but several people wanted me to kind of compare the two side by side. So I thought we'd do that in today's video. But first, one of the new features is I'm trying to read a Bible verse every day. So if that turns you off, well, just, you know what, deal with it. It's okay. It's just wisdom. And if you're somebody that really bothers, I would ask myself why. Anyway, this is from Proverbs 14, verse 15, and we're doing this in the New Living Testament version, and because I like it. It says, "Only simpletons believe everything they're told. The prudent carefully consider their steps." So usually this is where I would do a spot for today's sponsor, but I'm just going to do a quick read in here. So you know that XS sights are my favorite sights. I've been using them on every pistol that I carry for years. Last year they became a channel sponsor, and they wanted me to tell you that in the month of October 2024 they're having Glocktoberfest, and so they're taking a discount on across the board on all Glock sights and Glock tools, plus they're having a giveaway thing. You can find out about that at survivalonpurpose.com/XS or just xssights.com. So thanks to XS Sights for sponsoring this video. Now, here's these blades. I think before we do anything else, let's just take you down to the stump top. We'll compare them apples to apples, specs to specs, see what's the same, what's different, and then we'll get to doing some of that knife stuff. And science, of course. Okay, so here we are at the old fungi-infested stump top, and we're going to compare these things just apples to apples. So I'm trying to keep them where you can actually see them clearly, but the mosquitoes are still out. I can't believe it's down in the 50s and mosquitoes are still here. So first, let's talk about the size of these things. They're very close and very similar, obviously. So this is the Varusteleka Tarava Skrama, and there's a dead mosquito. And the overall length of this is 16.9 inches. The Odenwolf W Machete, the overall length is 17.72 inches, so a little bit longer. But you can't really tell it from that's the stated lengths, but I think they're about the same if you figure this exposed tang on the Skrama, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. The blade length on these is the Skrama is 9.4 inches long, and the Odenwolf W Machete is 9.84 inches long, so maybe almost a half inch longer on the blade. But again, those are the published specs, so you can see a difference on the back of the blade, but on the front of the blade, yeah, you can still see a little bit of difference. So this one's a little longer. Okay, so the blade steel is a pretty big difference. The blade steel on the Skrama is 80 CRV2, and it has a 59 Rockwell hardness at the core, and in the exterior it has a 52 Rockwell hardness on the surface. It's a special heat treat they use, which allows you to have a really stronger, less likely to be brittle total blade, but you still, when you carve into it, you get to the edge, you got a really harder edge to hold an edge. And that's also why they bevel the back here. It's not really, there's a little bevel there because they do that on purpose to get through the softer, less hardened exterior layers of steel down into the harder, so you can strike a ferro rod. So that's intentional. The blade steel on the W Machete is D2, and it doesn't say anything. It says a 61 Rockwell hardness. So the blade width on these is virtually identical. On the Skrama, from here to here is 1.8 inches, and from here to here, 1.06 inches. But if you put those on top of each other, I honestly can't see it. I can't see much of a difference. You can't. The blade thickness, there's a little difference. Blade thickness on the Skrama is 0.17 inches, and the blade thickness on the W Machete is 0.2 inches. So it's maybe it's 0.03 inches difference. And you can see a difference here, but it looks like it's more than it is because of the bevel here. You're really, because this is the blade's actually a little bit wider here on the bevel. So there's that. So let's talk a little bit about the edge bevel. One of the things that came up on the W Machete was it has a dual bevel. It has a steeper bevel up here towards the end, and right up against the handle, it has a shallower bevel, and it's a pretty clear delineation there. And the Skrama has the same effect, but it's just not as clear a delineation. Up here we have 34-degree bevel, and down here we have a 25-degree bevel, so you get a little better edge for carving. The W Machete doesn't say what the angle is, so there's that. The handle material on the Skrama is molded rubber rough texture is what they call it. You can see it's over molded. It's a full tang. There's a exposed pommel here with a lanyard ring in it, and then the handle material on the W Machete is polypropylene. The weight of these knives, the knife only for the Skrama is 18.5 ounces, and the knife only for the W Machete is 20.11 ounces. So let's talk about the sheaths, because I think that's another pretty big difference in them. So the Skrama comes with this leather sheath, and it has a dangler attachment on it, and it has a poly insert into it, blade guard, so it won't cut the leather. And then it has these. There we go. It locks in once you get the strap out of the way. It locks in pretty good, as you can see, and then. Nice snap here, so, and a little lanyard hole at the bottom for a leg tie or whatever. So I like that. It's a really nice sheath. And the W Machete comes with this polypropylene sheath and with a nylon belt loop, and it also locks in really well and has a retention strap there. So let's talk about the price now. The price for the Skrama, they actually have one on sale right now, I think, but with the black leather sheath with plastic blade cover, it's $126 US dollars. They also have one right now, at least when I made this video, on their website. The brown leather sheath is $105. One with the brown, same sheath, just brown leather. And then the W Machete is $89.90 with free shipping, so basically $90. And you got to mention you can save 10% off by using the coupon code SOP with free shipping on their website. And I think you're going to pay a little bit of shipping on this. I don't have a discount code for you on the Skrama. So a little bit more money for the Skrama, anywhere between $35 and $15, depending on what color sheath you want. So there you go. A couple of other quick comments, quick things. So this sheath has got some benefits the leather sheath doesn't. This is good for, you can strap this onto all kinds of places, and you can mount clips on. You can mount another knife sheath, a smaller knife sheath on it if you want to, so you can have a big knife and a small detail knife, which I think is pretty handy. And then talk about this. So there's a lanyard hole in the handle here. This one has an exposed tang with a lanyard hole, which I kind of like because it does give you something you can break up tinder, do whatever, break nuts, whatever with it. And there's a hole here. People ask about that hole. According to their website, that hole is really part of their finish process. I think it's something they can hook into and hang it when they do their heat treat, to be honest with you. But you could probably find some uses for that. You could probably pull bullets with that if you needed to out of a shell to get some gunpowder or start a fire or whatever. So anyway, that's just a comparison of the specs of these two blades. Now I think we should get to doing some of that scientific stuff, don't you? So let's get to it. We're going to start with the internationally standard sharpness test, the redneck sharp test. And to be fair, This one has been through a chopping test, and that's one of the things that I kind of caught some grief about when I reviewed this one. It was I didn't chop it, and it's a chopper, and yep, I didn't. And honestly, I just forgot. I was kind of in a hurry, trying to beat the sun down. Anyway, no excuses. We're gonna chop the heck out of it today. But I just want to be fair about that. This one has had some use, a little more use than the other one, so we'll see how it does in the redneck sharp test, because I haven't sharpened it, so shame on me. But here we go. Let's just try it. So we'll start with the top part, the chopping part. And okay, so even the chopping part, look at all that hair on there. Even the chopping part, the non-extra sharp part did really well. Let's see how well the extra sharp part does. Oh my gosh. Okay. Woo, baby. Yeah, that's sharp. It's real sharp. There's some more hair there. So we're giving the Skrama an A plus, really, on the sharpness redneck sharp test. So now let's see what we get with the W Machete. And again, to be fair, it's been used as well, just not as extensively as this one, because I didn't chop with it, but I did do some carving with it, and it actually, if I remember right, it passed the redneck sharp test pretty well as well. We're gonna try the other side, sharpening medium this time. Let's try the big part first. Oh yeah, okay, and I can feel it. I mean, it's carving. A lot of hair there on the less sharp part. So I've no doubt the sharp part is going to be. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, and yeah, there we go. A plus on that too. So both of these things, I'm going to call Sheaths sharp. They are sharp, and from the factory, and that's pretty cool. And this one's been sitting in a sheath in a drawer for I don't know several years now. So it's one of the knives and blades that I hung on to because I like it so much, and I actually featured it in my favorite big knives video a little while back. So that's the redneck sharp test. Let's get to doing some regular old knife stuff, and then we'll get back to the science in a few minutes. Okay, so I've got an old oak log here. Thought that's the best I can do to do a chopping comparison. So we're going to do that right now. We'll start with the Skrama. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start chopping here and here, just in the surface, and maybe you could do like 20 total strokes, like 10, one on each side, so try to make a V, so 10 on each side of the V, and just see if we can see any sort of scientific result from that. We'll start with the Skrama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh! Not a good place to chop. I'm hitting there, so we're gonna start over on that one. 1. Maybe that was a 22 or 23, but we'll call it close to there. I'm gonna do the same thing. Try to do it here. I think that was about the same number of chops. You know, pretty close to the same. This one's a little higher, but that's just because I did a couple cuts up here. Not sure if that was really indicative of anything. I'll say they both do chop pretty well. They both felt pretty comfortable in my hand. I will say when I was using the Skrama, look at that, and I was trying to chop here, but the tip was hitting down here. It was giving me a lot of hand pain, I guess you could say, is the easiest way to put it. But the same thing would happen with this one, I'm sure. Yeah, I can feel when I hit, because when you hit the end like that, I can feel it there. It's not really designed for that, so what happens is it transfers that shock all the way up. But when it hits straight on like that, even not biting in, just banging, it doesn't hurt at all. So yeah, there we go. So let's do some more knife stuff. Okay. Here in the fading light, hopefully I have time to get this thing finished. I've got a piece of I believe this is cedar. It looks like cedar from the bark. It's solid. It's dry. It's not rotted. It's been in storage. It's kind of starting to crack, split a little bit. But we're going to do a little batoning. And last time I batoned anything, I had some comment that this baton is just obviously too light, and I obviously don't have a clue what I'm doing. And the problem is not the blade; it's the user. So whatever. This is the baton I have, and I think it'll work. So we're gonna whack it, see if we can beat this thing through this piece of wood. And we're gonna start with the Skrama. And by the way, the website for the Skrama specifically says this thing is hardened. One of the reasons for that differential kind of hardening is to give it strength so you can baton through wood. So let's just do it. We're gonna take it right here, go across from the split that's there. Let's see if we can get it through. It's a big old hunk. I'm gonna try to carve a piece off, and then I'll try to carve the same piece off the other one. And yes, my baton is too light. But it got the job done. So pretty good there. And we're going to try to carve about a 1-inch piece here, the width, the same distance this way. So we're fair, as fair as possible. And let's do this right there like that. Let's see what we got. And to be fair, I'm also right in this stinking knot here. Hang on a minute. Okay, I got a bigger baton. Just to be fair, let's see. Because we are kind of encroaching upon that knot there, if you can see. So, oh yeah. Okay. Endeavor to persevere. So let's do a little follow-up here. Let's see if at least the sharp part, the extra sharp part, is still extra sharp. And we'll try with the Skrama. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Man, I'm not going to cut my arm trying to make a video, but. And the W. D2 holds its edge pretty well. So I think this would be a good opportunity just to go ahead and do a little bit of that carving there. Again, for consistency's sake, we will start with the Skrama. And we'll put the Skrama on this side. So let's see what kind of carving we can do with this thing. And we'll use the part that's up close, because that's what it's for. And I've been carving on crappy wood for so long. It's really a joy to carve on this wood. It really does carve really well. Now you might could tell it by my results, but it really is carving great. Okay, well, we're going to call those Shirley Temple curls. Don't look bad right there. They're light enough the wind can blow them around. We'll try a little bit up here just to see. Because even the top chopping edge carves pretty well. But you can definitely tell a big difference from the finer, shallower grind. I mean, man, look at that. Look at those curls. That's really, really cool. Really pretty. Okay, we're going to take the W Machete and we'll do the same thing over here. Okay, I'm trying to get some really fine curls, and I'm not succeeding. Let's see if I can be a little gentler with it. But we got a nice pile of curls there. So, actually more, we got a bigger pile than we did here. So now we're going to cut this off. And we're just going to see how well these things do that fire starting thing. So put this out of the way and that out of the way. Keep them segregated. And I have got my Fatwood fire steel. So first what I think I'll do is go ahead and take my piece of Fatwood here and see how well the back of this thing scrapes it. This is the Skrama, and it scrapes pretty decent. I'm trying to keep from messing up my other little pile over there, but so pretty well there. That little bevel there apparently does a good job of opening up that harder steel on the inside. Exposing it, I guess, is the better way of saying it. So we'll put that right there for now. I don't want to interfere with this. And then we'll do the same thing with the W Machete. And I said when I did review this one, I don't like these jimping. I think this jimping is in the way. This thing does scrape pretty good, but it causes, you don't have nearly as much leverage because you can't do it up here close like you can with the Skrama, which to me is a benefit to be able to do it up close. But let's just see. It does scrape, but again, just don't have as much control and can't seem to really dig into it. So much easier to scrape with this one. But let's see how they do on the old ferro rod. We'll start with the Skrama, and we'll start with it just, if I can do it, just like we did on the video for the W. I think this is the way we did it. Just pull like that. Oh, well, the Fatwood caught. I'm trying to get it without the Fatwood. So let's see if we can do it like this. This one's short enough. I might be able to do it the way I always do it. Oh yeah, look at there. Oh, almost got it. I'm going to endeavor to persevere here. Uh-oh. Whew. Okay. No Fatwood. Endeavor to persevere. So now let's see how we can do with the old W Machete. Ooh, man. Brian, watch that. That femoral is a pretty big artery. Femoral, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there we go. That one as well. So, man, that was a long time coming. So what do we learn about the fire making ability of these things? So first of all, they both carve okay, and honestly, in my opinion, just in this subjective, I know, let me clean that up. I like carving with the Skrama a little better. I just felt like it was easier. This extra sharp part here, I don't know what it is, but it did not seem to, it's easy for me to control and make like really fine carving, fine curls with it. And you can see how the difference is. I think this entire bevel's got to be a little thinner because this secondary bevel is a lot higher here. It's not as visible here. it carved better, I thought, on both sides of the either the extra sharp or the sharp side. Carved just a little bit better. This one didn't do bad. I just thought this one did a little bit better on that. I also think that the Skrama did a little bit better on scraping the fat wood, because I think the main reason for that is because I could get right here close, put my thumb there, and really get a good leverage on it without having to worry about that lever. The further you go out on a lever, the less control you have. On this one, there's nowhere to scrape right here, so you have to go out here to scrape it. I mean, you sort of can on those jimpings, but they really, like I said on the video when I made this video, they need to lose the jimping. There's no that jimping serves no purpose whatsoever, in my opinion, other than just to get in the way. And they may have done it just to try to differentiate it from the Skrama. I don't know. But that being said, one thing I did like about this, because it doesn't have this ability here, because look, I can scrape with that pretty good, but because I had a bunch of stuff in the way, I was trying to do it like this, and I can scrape here great, but this part here, well, didn't seem to be quite as good. And I think it's because there's no bevel here, so I'm trying to scrape on the little bit softer steel, whereas this one, it scraped really good right down here, so I could plunge this in and get it really close to the work and really get some good scraping, as you can see. So anyway, that's the fire starting stuff. So it's almost dark, but I think we have time for a little more science. Chuck Norris can build a Lego Millennium Falcon in 5 minutes out of Lincoln logs. Okay, I know the lighting is horrible. It's probably going to be a little underexposed, but I mean, I can just not do the rest of the science if you'd rather. Okay, well, we'll stick with the science then. So, as you know, here at Survival on Purpose, we're all about the science. And to that end, we maintain a state-of-the-art, cutting-edge testing facility here at our worldwide headquarters. And one of the tests we like to do on all fixed blades is to test the aerodynamic balance using our balance, orientation, and rotation device. Whew. Okay, I think we need to get to it before the sun goes completely below the horizon. Scientific methodology is very important. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, we'll try the Odenwolf now. Whoop, 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 whoop. Again, Skrama. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, should we try them both together? Why not? Odenwolf. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, I really hesitate to do them together because, you know. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Again, whoop, whoop. Oh, whew, that was a little low. Whoop. You know what? Once more. I mean, you know, I'm trying to get them both in the balance, orientation, and rotation device, right? Let's see. There's one. We're going to quit while we're ahead. Man, it's really getting dark now, so pretty close together too, by the way. So we're going to wrap this sucker up. One thing I did forget to mention, I think is maybe relevant, is pretty sure the Skrama is made in Finland, I think, Finland or Sweden. It's made somewhere in Europe, Scandinavian countries, and the W Machete is made in China. So it's a German company, but it's made in China. This is I don't know if it's Finland. I should know, but I don't. One of those countries where it gets really cold and they've got like a lot of snow on the ground in the winter. But both these performed, in my opinion, very well. It'd be really hard for me to say one's better than the other, although, and just to be transparent, like if you buy this one through my link, and you go to survivalonpurpose.com, Odenwolf, or just go to their website and use the coupon code SOP10, you'll save 10%, and I'll make a couple of bucks. So I got to be transparent about that. But honestly, I don't have any kind of dog in any kind of relationship with these folks other than they sent me this several years ago, and I like it a lot. If I had to pick one, this would be it. I'm just being straight with you. Even though I'll make some money if you buy this one, a little bit, but I won't make anything if you buy this one. They're both really good. This one's a little bit, you'll save money if you buy this one for sure. This will be about 20 to 40 to 50 bucks cheaper, depending upon if you get a black sheath or not. So is this worth 50 bucks more, 40 bucks more? I don't know. I can't really say that. You'll have to decide that. But I will tell you that for me, it seemed to carve just a little bit easier. I like the grind just a little better. And honestly, I like the fact that it doesn't have this jimping here. That to me is a big deal. That may not seem like much. It's just a silly design feature, but I just don't like it. It's in my way. So that's the comparison between the, let's try one more time, Varusteleka Tarava Skrama and the Odenwolf W Machete. And we'll see if the folks at Odenwolf get all mad at me about this, but I just got to be straight with you. So I hope this video has been helpful and somewhat informative, maybe even mildly entertaining. I can't even talk right now. I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.